Do you eat healthy when you eat out? Let's find out in this edition of WJTS-Inform. I'm your host, Bill Potter. Joining me in the studio is Jan Dougan. Jan is the Extension Educator for Du Bois County through Purdue Extension. Jan, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill. Great to be here.
We're going to talk about how to choose healthy eating out, and you're going to quiz me on some questions, and I can tell you right now I fail.
Oh,
I'm sure that I don't follow the rules.
I think you've learned a lot.
I have learned a lot at the show that we do.
And
yes.
I think that I think you'll do just fine.
Okay.
So we'll try this because, you know, we eat out a lot.
Yes.
How many times a week do you think you eat out?
I eat out probably less now than I used to, but I know at one time it was, didn't they say that you eat 50% of your meals outside the house?
I think that's probably true for some people. I think for those of us who are working, I think sometimes it's a convenience.
Yes.
Sometimes it's a social thing. Sometimes it's a work-related meal that causes us to eat out. But we do find that you know, we do venture out and eat many meals, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, in some restaurants. So I think it's important to understand, if you want to make healthier choices, some of the words that you might want to watch on the menu that might be clues to you whether you're making a healthy choice or not.
Okay, these are words probably that I overlook when I'm looking at the menu, but that's okay.
Possibly, possibly. So if the word grilled was on the menu, would you think that's a healthy choice?
I would think yes.
Yes, and I would think so too. What about if it said roasted chicken?
I would think yes.
Yes, roasted chicken would be a healthy choice. What if it said fried?
No, that would not be a healthy choice.
No, fried would probably not be the best choice. What if it said au gratin?
I would think not.
Au gratin probably is not a healthy choice because when we think of au gratin, we think of a cream sauce or we think of cheese. So if it said cheese sauce, would that be a healthy choice?
It's probably the same as au gratin.
Correct. It would not be the healthiest choice. What if it said pot pie?
Ooh, since that means it's going to have vegetables in it, I'm going to say yes.
Well, probably not.
Okay.
When you think about a pot pie that has a flaky crust and then it has a lot of cream in it, very few vegetables probably are actually in a pot pie. So probably not the healthiest choice. What if it said steamed?
Yes.
Yes, steamed would be a good choice. It would be a healthier choice. What if it said, let's think of another one. We've said grilled.
I would say stir fry would be one.
Stir fry?
I would think that's healthy.
Could be.
Unless it's too much oil.
It would depend upon what was in the stir fry and what kind of sauce that was used in the stir fry. So, you know, we have to be aware of food preparation, and those words that we were just talking about are tips or clues to us about how the food was prepared and whether or not it would be a healthy choice for us. So now let's think about the different kinds of restaurants that we eat at and what might be some healthier choices when we eat out, because every single restaurant has choices that are healthier than others, right? Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. So if we ate at a fast food restaurant, what if we had a grilled chicken breast sandwich without mayonnaise?
That would be healthy.
So that would be a good choice. But what are we going to have to do when we order that grilled chicken sandwich?
You're going to have to say no mayo.
That's correct. We're going to have to be...
And you can do that. A lot of, yeah.
Yes, we're going to have to be specific when we order. So if we make that decision before we order, if we tell ourselves, okay, I'm going to try to order something healthier today. I'd like a grilled chicken sandwich, but I need to be sure to tell them, hold the mayo, right?
Right.
Okay. So what if we wanted a hamburger at a fast food restaurant? How could we get a healthier hamburger?
Have it loaded without mayo.
When you say loaded, Bill, what are you going to put on your hamburger?
Lettuce, tomato, pickles, onions.
Maybe mustard.
Mustard.
Mustard would be a good choice.
Okay.
And what size hamburger would we order?
The smaller.
We would want to order like a single hamburger, right? Yeah. And probably without cheese to make it healthier.
Okay.
Okay?
But you need the dairy.
We do need dairy. So, those are options that we can have. If we need the dairy and cheese is one option that we can have, then that would be okay to put on our hamburger.
Well, and like at McDonald's, for instance, they have the parfait, which is healthy.
Right.
It's the yogurt with the granola and fresh fruit inside. So
Yeah, that is a healthier choice. So what if we went to a deli shop that sold like sandwiches? How might we get a healthier sandwich at a deli shop?
mustard or oil and vinegar.
Yeah, those would be good choices.
And lots of vegetables.
Lots of vegetables on top.
And no bread.
Well, let's say we want bread. So what kind of bread do we choose?
Like a ciabatta?
Ciabatta would be a choice. What about a whole wheat bread of some kind?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
a whole wheat bread of some kind would be great. What if at this deli shop they sold soup? What kind of soup would we want to consider?
A vegetable soup.
A vegetable in a broth, not a cream-based vegetable, but a broth.
Not like a cream of broccoli or something like that.
That's probably not a healthier choice.
We should point out, we're saying healthier. I guess
Right.
all food is healthy.
Correct.
But there are healthier choices.
That's correct. So bean soup would be a great choice.
A lot of fiber.
A lot of fiber, a lot of protein. It's going to stick with you longer. Maybe like a lentil soup, maybe a minestrone soup. Think about soups that are not cream-based. Think about soups that are broth-based. Those would be healthier choices. And ones with more vegetables if you can get them.
Okay, now I'm not a minestrone eater, so explain what is minestrone. It's an Italian vegetable soup, is
Correct,
that right?
correct. Sometimes it has noodles in it, sometimes it does not, but usually it has vegetables in it. And the ones that I'm familiar with, sometimes you'll have tomato, maybe zucchini, maybe carrots in the soup. So it's a type of vegetable soup with maybe some different kinds of vegetables than what we're used to seeing in our vegetable soup.
Okay.
Okay? If we went to a steakhouse, we're at a steakhouse.
Get the all-you-can-eat fried steak dinner. Don't order those where if you can eat it, it's free. The huge steaks, I could never do that.
Oh,
wow!
wow.
But order a smaller steak.
Yes. Order a smaller steak or share with whoever's at the restaurant with you. You might want to share. Get your beef broiled or grilled. Make sure you're picking a selection that's a lean cut. And preferably try not to order more than 6 ounces. I mean, we can splurge every now and then, but more than 6 ounces is really more than what we really need to be eating. So like a filet mignon, a round steak, flank steak, those are all lean cuts. Those would be good choices. Your baked potato, how are you going to dress it up?
Oh, most people put a lot of butter and sour cream.
If you order those things on the side rather than actually let them put it on the potato, you can control how much you have. We all like that. We like the butter, we like the sour cream, but you can put less on and enjoy it just as much. So have that on the side so that you can control how much you put on. Sometimes at steakhouses they have seafood. The trick to ordering seafood is just don't order it fried. Seafood is great for us. We need it at least twice a week, but try to stay away from having it fried and perhaps having it grilled or poached or baked is also a healthier choice. Okay? What about if we went to a Chinese restaurant?
I don't know. I'd imagine you break a lot of rules.
Do you think you can find some healthy choices at a Chinese restaurant?
I think because a lot of the choices, they always have the lot of vegetables. And that's probably the key, is to get a lot of the vegetables or the rice. And I like the spring rolls or I know they're fried, but the egg rolls because I like the cabbage inside.
Well,
Or sushi.
yeah, sushi. Sushi would be a good choice. Some of the challenges maybe at the Chinese restaurants is on the menu we don't really understand what the Chinese terms mean. So if we look for items that are steamed, that would be a good choice. If we look for items that are boiled, that would be a good choice. Sometimes roasted, and I believe the Chinese term Kao, K-A-O, means roasted. And then in Chinese restaurants, oftentimes they have barbecue, and that's if it was described as shao, S-H-A-O, so that would be barbecued on the menu. If we want something that's stir-fried, we might want to ask what kind of sauce is put on it. If it's a light sauce, and ask if they can make it lighter, which they can. They can control the amount of cornstarch or thickening that they put in, so they can make it lighter for you. You might want to try their hot and spicy items, because then you're going to get a lot of flavor and without adding a lot of calories to it. You might try tofu. Have you ever had tofu?
Yes. I've used tofu a lot, which really is like nothing. However, it seems to absorb all the flavors into itself.
Right, it does. So whatever it's cooked with, that's what it tastes like. So some people don't care for the texture of it, but there's different types of tofu and different textures. So, it might be something that you want to experiment with or try. If you're in a food adventure and you like to try new things, that would be something to try. Another good choice at a Chinese restaurant would be a mushu vegetable, a mushu chicken, or mushu shrimp. Oftentimes we can get shrimp or seafood in with our vegetables through the types of dishes that are on Chinese menus. So those are great choices. And then that hot mustard sauce, that's a great thing to put on. It really zaps the flavoring of things without adding any calories. So lots of choices at Chinese restaurants.
Yes, there are. Yeah.
We just have to know what they are and then order accordingly. What if you went to an Italian restaurant?
Well, pasta. But you can order a marinara sauce and not the meat with it.
Yes, that would be a good choice.
I just like everything at every restaurant, but get a salad on the side.
Yes, a salad on the side would be great. When we order at Italian restaurants, a lot of times the pasta servings are much more than what we really need. So, think about that ahead of time. Again, you could share or plan to only eat half of the actual pasta, and then maybe the toppings are more that you'll want to enjoy and eat. So if we're ordering in an Italian, one that doesn't have a cream sauce would be a good choice. So we want to probably avoid like Alfredo, because that's a cream sauce, and go with the red sauces like you mentioned. Marinara is one. There's spicy red sauces. There's a number of different kinds of red sauces. There's red sauces that have vegetables with them. So those would be good choices. A lemon sauce is good, like pasta with just lemon on it is very refreshing, especially in the summertime. So that's a great way to eat it. Or when you think about Florentine, you think spinach.
Yes. Spinach
would be in with the pasta. So there you're getting your greens, so that's a good choice. Often they have grilled sides or grilled entrees, and then you have pasta on the side. So maybe grilled fish or grilled vegetables that you might get. And then eggplant is always a good choice. Rather than the meat, you could have eggplant and some pasta. So a number of different things. You just have to be sure to read the menu and know what you're looking at, and be sure to ask the waiter. Ask the waiter for descriptions of foods. If you're, really honest and really sincere about trying to make those healthier choices, your waiter can tell you how something's prepared and how it's cooked. And, and a lot of times now it's great because on the menus they have items identified that are either heart healthy or a healthier choice. Some restaurants have even gone to where they're providing the caloric value, so you know how many calories are in something. So it's really becoming easier for us when we eat out to make that healthier choice. But it has to start with us deciding that's what we want to do.
And that's what a lot of it is. We have to just stop and mindfully choose what you're going to eat at a restaurant.
Yeah.
But it's okay to splurge occasionally?
I think occasional splurges are good. Just remember to be active that day.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, so now we know how to eat healthier when you go out to eat at a restaurant. Jan, thank you very much for coming in.
You're welcome.
Our guest has been Jan Dougan. She is the Extension Educator with Purdue Extension for Du Bois County, and we hope that you have picked up some tip today about how to eat healthy when you eat out. Thank you for watching WJTS. We're local people watching local people.